A day simply known for celebrating love quickly turned evil when a school shooting just south of Boca Raton, Florida, left 17 people dead.
An athletic director, campus monitor, who responded immediately when there were signs of trouble in the school. Unfortunately, those two heroes gave their lives for our kids.
The shooting in Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School is the worst in U.S. history since the Sandy Hook Elementary shooting in 2012.
I thought at the beginning that it was all a drill, it was just a drill, until I saw my teacher dead on the floor.
The gunman is believed to have entered the freshman building equipped with an AR-15 around 3:30 p.m. Shortly after, he began firing rounds down from the third floor.
He knows the school layout. He knows where everyone would be at as of right now. He's been in his fire drills. He's prepared for this stuff.
While the community is finding courage to get through this tragic incident, the alleged shooter, former student Nicholas Cruz, is in custody and is facing 17 counts of premeditated murder.
He's a broken human being. He's a broken child.
Parkland, once described as Florida's safest city, has now gained national recognition for the complete opposite. Reporting for Channel 19, Kristyn Newman, Eagle Eye News. The fear of the unknown is far too common amongst troopers, yet with chaotic situations arising daily, the decision to shoot or not to shoot doesn't get any easier.
When you're asking a person to comply, we're giving a lawful order to comply, and that's what we have to have. When you do not have that compliance, that's when those split-second decisions have to come in play.
All troopers are required to complete a rigorous 21-week training, where they are faced with several different real-life scenarios they could potentially face in the field.
Our mission is public safety and protect lives, and every officer out there that carries a gun knows that weapon can save a life and it can take a life.
Each situation a trooper is faced with is never the same. Potentially deadly situations could arise instantly, several factors going to each stop, making them the complete opposite of routine.
We're not out here as far as taking lives. I think Master Sergeant Atkins said that. But there comes a point when you have to make a decision when it comes to prevention of injury or saving a life of the public.
There are currently 495 troopers that patrol the state. Of that number, 120 are eligible for retirement. If those troopers were to leave, the department will be left with 375 troopers for the entire state. Reporting for Channel 19, Kristyn Newman, Eagle Eye News. Representative Carl Oliver's poor choice of words on a Facebook post discussing the removal of Confederate statues in Louisiana has some calling for his resignation.
This came from the heart. This is not something that you just arbitrarily think of. You know, you put emphasis on this. You know, that speaks for itself.
In his post, which has since been deleted, Oliver suggests that leaders of the city should be lynched if they intend to destroy historical monuments. While some colleagues found the post harmless, most agreed Oliver's comments were inconsiderate and foolish.
I called him immediately and said, this is not acceptable, this is inappropriate, and you need to apologize for this.
I think his comment was inappropriate, and I think it's foolish.
Oliver has issued a statement acknowledging the word lynched was wrong and that he deeply regrets his word choice. In the apology, he goes on to say that he is very sorry and asks for forgiveness.
I condemn his statements. That's the strongest word I could come up with, is condemnation.
Despite the apology, Oliver has since been removed as vice chairman of the House Forestry Committee. Reporting for Channel 19, Kristyn Newman, Eagle Eye News. A Halloween display on one lawn in Clinton seemed to attract the wrong kind of attention.
It's just really disturbing to me. It's inappropriate. I know that there's freedom of expression, but we have to think of small children who may see these things.
The home on Pebblebrook Drive reenacts a murder scene that some might find frightening and inappropriate for young children and the elderly.
My uncle used to live on that street, and that's an area where lots of school children live. You might have children walking to the bus stop or things of that nature, children riding their bicycles.
Some Clinton residents hope a city ordinance will ban vulgar displays like this once and for all.
I would want the ordinance to say that it doesn't need to be predicting a violent, situation or scenario such as murder, because that's what this one has, a knife straight through the chest.
The owner of the display has been made aware of the complaints and does not plan on removing them. Reporting for Channel 19, Kristyn Newman, Eagle Eye News. The Mississippi School for the Blind hosted their second annual volleyball game in honor of White Cane Day, whose purpose is to bring awareness to the various uses of a white cane.
We want to make people aware that, yes, someone with a cane may not be able to see well, however, they still can see some, and more or less, they are just like everyone else.
Several city and state departments participated in the volleyball game, but there was one small requirement.
Wildlife sheriffs, JPD, JFD, they all come and in support. They play volleyball with modified rules and then a modified ball. And they get to wear simulators to basically represent what our kids see on a daily.
The simulators will allow the players to experience the three most common types of eye diseases that can cause blurred vision and even vision loss.
The simulators will do diabetic retinopathy, they will do macular degeneration, and the third one is retinitis pigmentosa.
White Cane Day is not only fun for adults, but the students look forward to the day each year as well.
They actually look forward to this every year. They always ask me, actually the first day back this year, they were like, when's White Cane Day? When are we doing it? Like, is everybody still coming?
With more than 1.1 million Americans being legally blind, the importance of understanding their role in society is crucial. Reporting for Channel 19, Kristyn Newman, Eagle Eye News. Residents of Brookwood subdivision have become fed up with the excessive dumping on the corner of Lakeshore and Forest Hill Drive.
There was a big couch down there yesterday. At least today the couch is gone. But again today there is a mattress down there.
The roadway is often filled with litter tossed out of cars, including soda cans and Popeyes bags.
Part of the fact is there's very little lighting down here on those corners. And because of that, that gives people an opportunity to just come through and throw stuff out on the side of the street.
In the past, the Hinds County Sheriff's Department was responsible for picking up trash alongside that road.
They used to do that favor and come out and clean the streets up. But now, for some reason, it just sits until we continue to complain and somebody will come out and pick it up. I think the Sheriff's Department may have picked it up last.
The littering of the road has caused embarrassment to members of the Homeowners Association and has even created a decrease in property value.
The property values are going down because of the trash on the side of the street. In most neighborhoods or most cities you go in, you don't find as much trash as you find in this area.
Some residents have petitioned the City Council in hopes of initiating a littering campaign to keep the streets clean once and for all. Reporting for Channel 19, Kristyn Newman, Eagle Eye News. Two Yazoo City police officers are under fire after they appeared in a Facebook Live video promoting animal abuse and even abuse of police power.
See them gloves right there? Whipping gloves. You see them knuckles on them.
The video starts off uneventful until one of the officers jokes about the other shooting a dog multiple times.
I ran to him.
Yazoo City Police Chief Andre Lloyd says he has not seen the video, but Internal Affairs has opened an investigation into the matter.
I'm waiting to let my Internal Affairs do their thing first, and then once they do the investigation, then I'll look at it and make my assessment.
The video, which continuously has been shared on social media, has shed light on why some believe taxpayer money is being misused. At this time, the officers in the video have not made a public statement. Reporting for Channel 19, Kristyn Newman, Eagle Eye News. Competitive cheerleader turned beauty queen, Ashley Hamby has always set high goals for herself, and competing in Miss USA is at the top of her list.
I needed something to push me, to better myself, and to allow me to set goals and reach those goals, and so I entered my first pageant and I was hooked.
Juggling pageantry and grad school, this Southern Belle's road to the crown has taught her valuable life lessons and a true sense of self.
It's a lot of mental preparation, emotional preparation, as well as physical preparation. So obviously in shape, getting in the gym, eating correctly, but then it's also finding out who you are and knowing who you are so that you can express that.
Hamby's love for children inspired her literacy platform with hopes of making sure all children know the importance of reading and, above anything else, how special they are.
You're beautiful exactly the way you are, and I mean that to every single little boy and girl in the world. They are.
Ashley's positive representation of the Magnolia State is breaking down stereotypes far and wide. Her ultimate goal is the crown, but she hopes to make fellow Mississippians proud along the way.
This state is where I came from and what made me Ashley. So I'm extremely proud to be from Mississippi, and you go into Miss USA and you break all the stereotypes that you can.
The winner of the Miss USA pageant will go on to compete for the title of Miss Universe. Reporting for Channel 19, Kristyn Newman, Eagle Eye News. Faith Thigpen, a familiar face on Lifetime's hit series Bring It, really brought it to her high school's Great Gatsby-themed prom. The Murrah High School junior took the internet by storm in her Kardashian-inspired jumpsuit.
When we Googled Great Gatsby, the first thing I saw was the Kardashians in their party, and I was like, okay, that's the look I want to go for.
The custom fit was designed by Basketball Wives LA star Angel Brinks, but Faith and her mom decided to give it a little more pizzazz. The look gained national attention, with Brinks even posting Thigpen in her lavish prom attire on her Instagram page.
This skirt is actually not made from anyone. We got it from my Sweet 16 and my mom, and she sewed it together, and we put the strap on there, and that's how we just added the skirt, and then we added jewelry, of course.
The photos even caught the attention of Jackson native and celebrity photographer Will Sterling. He reached out to Thigpen in hopes of giving her pictures a more professional touch.
When I initially saw the outfit, I was inspired, and it just made my creative juices start to flow, so I was anxious to see what I could create with it.
Thigpen says next year's prom may be a little less eventful in hopes of saving up to take a trip for her 18th birthday. Reporting for Channel 19, Kristyn Newman, Eagle Eye News.
People don't even have to leave their homes sometimes to spark up a conversation over Facebook, Instagram. The whole term sliding in someone's DM has just become commonplace now.
Temptation can be disguised in the form of many things. Alcohol, drugs, and infidelity are some of the most common stressors Americans face on a daily.
Everybody's human, and they're wrestling with issues and susceptible to temptation like man has always been all the way since the Garden of Eden. So it is surprising, but unfortunately it's not as surprising as one may think.
In Mississippi, adultery is one of the leading causes of divorces and can often be tricky to prove in a court of law.
Adultery comes up 9 times out of 10 as one of the biggest causes for divorces. Now, sometimes we do have trouble proving it, but like you said, in the age of social media, that is becoming easier every day now.
While not all marriages end in divorce, premarital counseling can be beneficial in keeping a marriage together.
It definitely starts with kind of learning some new techniques and things to kind of rebuild that trust, but also move forward in the relationship and to solve anything that may have been the instigator or the root cause.
Fixing a marriage may not be easy, but with divorce rates lower than years before, it doesn't seem impossible. Reporting for Channel 19, Kristyn Newman, Eagle Eye News. Hundreds lined the streets to pay respect to music legend B.B. King as he was laid to rest in his hometown of Indianola.
I mean, look on the streets and here it is called B.B. King's Road.
Oh, yeah.
Man.
Unbelievable. At the corner of B.B. King and Lucille Street. Unbelievable.
Oh, man, I can't believe this.
Amongst the crowd were Mississippi Governor Phil Bryant and the daughter of the late civil rights leader Medgar Evers.
He honored our family so with helping us acknowledge my father Medgar Evers and honoring him with music, with the homecoming.
After a 20-year battle with diabetes, King died peacefully in his sleep at the age of 89 at his home in Las Vegas. For more than a century, B.B. King, also referred to as the King of Blues, influenced the music world with his soulful hits about growing up in the impoverished Mississippi Delta. Despite King's death, his legacy is still very much alive and well throughout music, also at the B.B. King Museum where he is buried.
It's acknowledging him in his human absence, but his spirit and his music lives on and on.
In the words of B.B. King, people all over the world have problems, and as long as people have problems, the blues can never die. Reporting for Channel 19, Kristyn Newman, Eagle Eye News. 4 people have been arrested after a search warrant at a home on Lanier Avenue led JPD's Special Operations Unit to large amounts of drugs, money, and weapons.
We uncovered various amounts of marijuana, cocaine, multiple prescription pills, ecstasy, and heroin. Numerous weapons were recovered.
Tips from neighbors in the area assisted JPD officers in making those arrests. Officers seized a street value of around $20,000.
I really appreciate people calling us because we don't stop. We just keep going, and we want to give them results. So we just tell them call us, and we'll follow up on it.
If convicted with no previous records, the suspects could face anywhere from 5 to 10 years, possibly longer.
This is a big felony anyway. So you're looking at anywhere between 5 to 10 years just with nothing. But as you know, with the amount of crimes that you've done in the past, this just adds on to it.
Jeremy LaShawn Spann, Jamerick Lewis Middleton, Keith Spann, and Larry Covington are being held at the Raymond Detention Center with no bond. Reporting for Channel 19, Kristyn Newman, Eagle Eye News. Upon entering college, students dream of their graduation day in hopes of it being a reflection of all their hard work. But students at Bethune-Cookman University in Daytona Beach, Florida, turned their commencement exercises into a protest. The class of 2017's commencement address was given by Education Secretary Betsy DeVos as part of President Trump's efforts to connect with historically black colleges and universities.
Dr. Jackson, Board of Trustees, thank you so very, very much for this great honor and privilege.
Despite some opinions, Edison Jackson, the university's president, supported DeVos in her efforts to deliver a speech to an unruly auditorium.
Can you imagine how many institutions would love to have the Secretary of Education, the highest educational officer in the land, to be their commencement speaker and hopefully open new doors?
I'm just looking at the bigger picture that I'm graduating and I'm going on to get my master's.
It is what it is. I love America.
Of the 380 graduates, more than half turned their backs during the address. Some viewed the protest as a given First Amendment right, while others viewed it as a lack of etiquette. Reporting for Channel 19, Kristyn Newman, Eagle Eye News.
No coat, nigga. What's up with it, cuz look, cuz on my dead, bro. You know you real, nigga. Nation, she finna get wicked, bro.
Jackson police are investigating after a 16-year-old identified as Cujo was hit by bullets in a shootout that took place on Facebook Live. The video, which was recorded at a home in North Jackson by a Facebook user known as Low Hot Boy, shows himself and others threatening their enemies and even smelling a bag of what appears to be marijuana that he plans on smoking later.
My dad, I told him, bro. It wartime. It's time. Yeah. Don't be loud, come on, that beat. But you know what time it is, bro.
In the nearly 30-minute long video, Low Hot Boy shows himself armed with a pistol. Minutes later, gunshots can be heard ringing out into the air.
Bitch! Yeah! Nigga! I just shot him on fire. They gone.
At this time, police say it is unknown if Low Hot Boy is responsible for the shooting, but stolen weapons were recovered at the home. Reporting for Channel 19, Kristyn Newman, Eagle Eye News. Hinds County investigators received a tip that a massage parlor off Lakeland Drive had a little more to it than meets the eye.
We're closing down a massage parlor that's fronting as a massage parlor, doing illicit sex acts for money, basically a house of prostitution.
Inside the parlor, law enforcement officials found 3 women ranging from 20 to 40 years old, along with tissue, massage tables, and even numerous bags of condoms.
Staged as a massage parlor, tables, 3 women, give you prices for anything you want.
The type of customers the massage parlor had attracted caused the owner of the building to lose tenants, and neighboring businesses had even started to complain.
They asked us to help, and today we did an operation, and unfortunately we had to shut it down.
Citizens of Jackson have become fed up with the illegal activity in the city and are making sure their voices are now being heard.
People are calling, people are tired of it. They're tired of the blight on the city. Everybody's trying to get the city to come back. And in a small way, this is how you get it started.
Police say they have arrested and charged the 3 women with prostitution. More arrests could potentially follow. Reporting for Channel 19, Kristyn Newman, Eagle Eye News. Referred to as the best little air show in the world, this family-friendly event is a favorite and offers lots of hands-on opportunities for any age.
You can actually get up close and touch the planes and meet the pilots, which is pretty rare at an air show.
Grown-ups even get a special treat, one that might earn them bragging rights.
We'll also have, I guess, a big bucket list for grown-ups, We have helicopter rides, plane rides. You can race a Lamborghini and a Ferrari down the runway.
Reaching speeds of around 230 miles per hour, the planes are the main attraction, with the crowd favorite being a formation loop. Some even volunteer to take a ride on the wild side and get a true bird's eye view.
It gets loud, we dive, we get some speed, we pull up and do a formation loop, and then we do a big wing over after that, come around and do a nice big barrel roll.
The two-day air show offers family, food, and fun, and even features antique airplanes and military vehicles.
Everybody's out for fun and friendship, and so you meet a lot of really good people through it, and it's a lot of fun, so come on out.
This event is highly anticipated each year, so don't miss out. Reporting for Channel 19, Kristyn Newman, Eagle Eye News. Brother, son, hero. Those are just a few words used to describe Hattiesburg police officer LaCorey Tate, who lost his life protecting others.
He wore that uniform with dignity. The world has lost a dedicated hero to me. I'm so proud of him.
Tate and fellow officer Benjamin Dean were both shot during an attempted traffic stop around 8:30 p.m. in downtown Hattiesburg. Officer Dean was pronounced dead on the scene, and Tate shortly after at a nearby hospital.
Getting a phone call like that is a mother's worst nightmare.
Officer Tate was a recent graduate of the police academy and got his first job in Hattiesburg, which just so happens to be close to family.
After he graduated, he moved to Hattiesburg to be closer to me.
Tate's mother says her son dreamed of becoming a police officer from a very young age and was adamant about putting others' needs before his own.
In the back of my mind and deep down in my heart, I knew this was a dangerous job.
4 people have been arrested in connection with the officers' deaths after authorities tell us they fled the scene allegedly in Officer Dean's stolen police cruiser. Reporting for Channel 19, Kristyn Newman, Eagle Eye News.